Today I want to have a talk about trader personality. More specifically, what are some of the things you can do to understand yourself better as a trader, to really be aware of your personality, your mindset, and then perform at your best in trading. I know a lot of people here on YouTube want to follow a strategy they're given. They want to have all the steps given to them. This is not for these people. It's for the select few, the couple of guys on YouTube that want to take trading seriously and learn the right stuff and create a process that is good for them, for their personality, and go with it long term. So not for the guys who are following signals, who want to copy strategies. You can go away, that's fine. This video is not for you. But for the guys who want to take trading seriously and build a real career out of it. Okay, now that most people are gone, let's dive right in. Alright, so when it comes to personality in trading, how do you figure out what kind of trader you are? Well, the easiest way I found, and this works quite well for most people, is to take any personality test out there. There's mini test, there's the Myers-Briggs test that kind of works somehow, there's the DISC test, there's the CVI test. Those are all tests you can take, personality tests, that will allow you to kind of figure out what kind of person you are, but this translates really well to trading. So here the goal is not to give you like a specific test because there's so many of them you can take, but I want to give you at least some guidelines, some things you can look at in terms of that test to figure out what kind of trading style you are best at in the market after. In general, people who are like really action driven, they like to focus on goals, they have big ambitions, they're really goals driven. These people tend to be better day traders. Now, it doesn't mean you will be a day trader specifically because of that, but especially people who are goal achievers and at the same time are very people driven, like they like to connect with people, like to talk with people, are usually going to be better day traders. Now, I'm very myself goals driven. I work hard on goals. I'm really trying to achieve a lot, but I'm not really a people person. So in my case, I'm less on that score. And that makes me not so much a good day trader, but more like a multiple time frame trader in that case, because I'm more in the middle. People who are the opposite, like very calm, very like easygoing, not trying to achieve any big goals. And that's like the extreme. You can be somewhere in the middle, of course. You're not going to be like only one of them. You're going to be like somewhere in the middle. These people usually are going to be better at swing trading. Okay, the guys who are more introverts sometimes are better swing traders and day traders in most cases, or investors perhaps on the like the extreme point. But if you're somewhere in the middle, then you can do multiple time frames in that case. For example, you look at the daily chart for your zone, your big picture, then you can bring that down to, let's say, a 1 hour chart. That's like multiple time frame in that case. Now we've covered the time frame you should trade. In terms of what kind of strategy you have, is it a systematic one, so a rule-based one, or a discretionary strategy where you have a lot of thoughts in the process, like when you're placing trades? For most people who are very organized and they like to do a lot of analysis on things, they are very analytic, they tend to be a lot better systematic traders. It's obvious, right? You like to do analysis, you like to have processes, systems, you're very organized. You will tend to do a lot better in terms of systematic or rule-based trading. People who are the opposite of that, people who are more like easygoing, don't want to have structure, they hate structure, they hate like these rules. These people will do a lot better discretionary traders. Now, it doesn't mean that you will necessarily go like full discretionary. You could be somewhere in between. So for example, for me, I'm very organized. I like to do analysis. I'm very also analytical. I like to analyze things, solve problems, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I don't like structure too much. I like freedom, and that makes me somewhere in between. So I like to have a mix of rule-based, mostly rule-based, but a little bit of discretion in that case, which for me turns out that I have some rules for my trading that are very clear, but then I look at support and resistance areas. These are discretionary, kind of like a mix of both. Now, you're rarely going to be in like the full spectrum, like the other side, the extreme. Sometimes you're going to be in the middle. You're just going to be able to adapt and find out what works for you in that case. But these are like general guidelines that you can use to determine your time frame that you trade. So again, if you're more goals driven and a people person, you tend to be a better day trader. If you're more analytical and organized, you tend to be a better rules-based trader, a systematic trader in that case. Again, I'm not going to pretend I learned this by myself. This is something I learned from Mandy Prasanjani. She's a full-time trader, also a trading coach, who focuses on the mindset part of trading. So I'll leave some videos from her in the corner here. You can watch those videos if you want. That's something I learned from her, the mindset part, to be able to understand yourself and your best trading style from your personality. So that's something you can have a look at if you want. Plenty of videos and playlists that you can check out. It's also going to be linked below for you to watch it if you want. there's a lot of value and goal in there. If you want to dive deeper, of course, in the mindset and psychology and trading. Now, also a big part of understanding yourself as a trader is understanding what do you fear? What are your biggest fears in life and in trading? Because sometimes a lot of our issues in trading come up from our fears, things we experience when we were younger sometimes, things that we might not be aware of, but that are kind of like in the back of our head. There's some fears, some emotions coming up that we need to be aware of. For example, someone who had parents that were lacking money, they didn't have any money to pay for their bills, they had trouble to make ends meet at the end of each month, might have some fears about lacking money these days. They might be afraid of running out of money. And that can cause some issues in trading. They can make it that they will be very risk averse, or at the same time they could even take more risk, be able to make more money because they are afraid of not making any money. They feel like they have to risk a lot to be able to live by. And that's the biggest fear. You need to be able to understand these things. Another one that's really crucial is people who fear not being good enough. These people try to trade too much. They try to kind of force things. They try to impress other people with how they're trading, and they try to kind of really also be hard on themselves. And that makes it not good in trading, of course. There's always a good side to things. It could be that because you are afraid of not being good enough, you'll really be top-notch in your game, you'll work hard on things. That can be a good thing. But if you're trying to do too much, or you try to make money in trading quickly, prove other people you can do it and that you're good, then of course that's a bad thing. So being aware of your fears is the first step in terms of working on them and improving on them and understanding how they affect your trading after. Next thing when it comes to understanding who you are as a trader is understanding your relationship with money. Now, I touched on this a little bit before in my earlier point on fears, but money is a big aspect in trading. It's something that if you have the wrong mindset about money or the wrong relationship with wealth, you're gonna have a tough time in trading, for sure. So, for example, my parents always taught me to kind of look for the best deals, trying to find the best price for anything you want to buy, the best discount. Of course, it's a good thing. Like you're going to go to the grocery store, you're going to buy things that are going to be cheaper, you will save money. But in trading, when you cannot do that, because it's really hard to get a discount in the market, basically cannot do it, then it gets really tricky. You want to also be able to get in at the best price. You want to avoid losses because these losses are against what you believe in. And that can be very tricky. Also, like if you're going to try to buy a resource, a tool for your trading, for example, you want to sign up to TradingView, you might wait so many months to be able to find the right discount in that tool, that program that you need, just to be able to kind of feel like you have a good price for that program. And it also makes you stuck in a mindset of scarcity, because if you feel like you have to save every penny on every purchase or everything you buy or sell, then it means that you are afraid you're not going to make enough money to pay for these things. You're afraid that if you don't save that money here, you'll never be able to make it back, and you got to save it right now. Of course, big scarcity here. Like you feel like you cannot make enough money. As soon as I let this go, I tell myself I can spend money on software, tools, plane tickets, whatever that is that I need. I'll just spend any price. It doesn't matter. It could be 5,000, could be 5,050, could be more, could be less. It doesn't matter. As long as I need that thing, I'll spend the money. Could be full price, could be discounted price, whatever I find at this time. But I'm not going to waste time trying to find always the best deal, the best price. Sometimes I save a lot of time doing this, and that's of course a good thing because then you can work more, you can improve your trading just a bit further, and that's a good thing, of course. Then I'm telling my mind that there's no reason to save all this money on like all these pennies basically, or these few dollars, that I can make more money in the future and that I'll be able to pay for these things properly in any case. So that's a way to see mindset with money. Now, your relationship with money might be similar or different, it depends, but you need to understand what's your relationship with money. If you feel like you gotta get money to be successful in life, it's gonna be tough to get money because you will force things, you'll be like really angry if you lose money, which sometimes I'm also, that's part of it. Or you'll try to get in all these things to make a bit of money, but you'll waste your time in that. And that can be, of course, frustrating. So you gotta understand this for yourself. And that's a big part of becoming a better trader. This is also ultimately part of your belief as a trader. You could believe many things in life about life in general, the market, money, of course, relationship, all these things you can have different beliefs on. And you see all like these cute fancy quotes on Google or Twitter about your belief, you gotta change your belief, you gotta do this and that, but no one tells you how to do it exactly. And changing belief is a tough process. It's something that will be difficult for most people. But if you have any now counterproductive beliefs that you feel are hurting you, it could be, oh, if I get in a partnership with someone in business, they will cheat me or they will like make me lose money. It could be beliefs about the market, about brokers. Brokers are trying to hunt my stop loss every day. They're against me. They want me to lose my money. It could be true. It could be not true. It doesn't matter. It's a belief you have, and that belief is counterproductive to you trading. Who cares if your broker is against you? Just play smarter and be better than them. Who cares if the banks are trying to get you out of your trade? It doesn't matter. Just be better than them. Find a solution against that. These beliefs are counterproductive, and a lot of traders are stuck with them. They prefer to find excuses and to blame other people around them for their fault, while they should be themselves taking responsibility for this problem. The best tools I found to be able to overcome my counterproductive beliefs are meditation and visualization. These are things that make a big difference, but you gotta do them long term. Randy Howell, who is a trained psychologist that I worked with in the past, did his coaching program a few months back. Actually, it's been almost 2 years now. But he's a really good guy in terms of working on new beliefs and working on your mindset in trading. I'll leave the interview I've done with him in the corner over here. You can watch it if you want. It's also going to be linked below for you to have a look at it, where you'll hear more about beliefs in the market, and that can be a good thing to work on, of course. But visualization, meditations, breathing exercise are things he works on a lot in terms of beliefs. So you can have a look at this if you want, but that's kind of how you work on your beliefs. Alright, so you see I told you this video wouldn't be a video for everyone. It's something that takes time and effort. Honestly, most traders like to talk about mindset. They like to say they work on their mindset, but they do pretty much nothing. And they're waiting for this next shiny strategy to trade and work on. And that's, of course, the wrong thing to do. But the last thing I'll talk about here that's really important is your goals and vision. And what I mean by this is like you need to be aware of your goals and your vision, like where you're heading. A lot of people I found are getting distracted by things around them, by other people's strategies, by the way other people do things, and that's counterproductive for the trading. You don't need to know what Jason here is trading. You don't need to know how many % he made last month. You don't need to know here what Janet is working on. You don't need to care about what car this guy here bought. It doesn't matter. These are all things that should be put on the side of your trading, and not, you shouldn't care about them basically. The only thing that matters here is your goals and your vision. And that's only what you should be focusing on right now. Is where you want to go and how will you get there. You should only be associating yourself with people who do the same thing you want to do in the future. People who have the same goals are now getting there or are working on getting there, of course. These are the only people you should be around because they have the same goals. And when it comes to making a plan, that's where I think most people fail, is they say, oh, if I become a trader, I'll achieve my goals, I'll be successful forever. But that's not the case. Like there's many steps to it, many layers to it. I'm gonna take a goal that's like random, but let's say that's just a goal. You wanna make $1 million in your lifetime. You wanna become a millionaire. Okay, a simple goal, not that difficult, but let's just pick it for this example. Let's say you start to trade and you want to make that $1 million trading. How will you get there? Is it going to be, most people will say, well, I'm going to get profitable, then I'll make $1 million. And that's the end of the story. Well, there's many parts to it. Like how will you get the capital to get there? Well, who do you have to meet to get to that goal? Once you make that $1,000 a month or so, how will you scale to 1 million? What are the steps you got to take? You got to make a plan for this. You got to know where you're heading. And then what's your plan of action to get there? That is really crucial. Now, I know we've covered a lot here. I know that this is a lot of information here that you can use. Of course, you can understand yourself better as a trader. If you want to go further with this and also get more capital for your trading, like the goal here, I'm trying to help a couple of traders get to at least 4K a month by leveraging prop firms. I'll leave links below for that so you're able to see how we help traders get funded by prop firms and scale up their tradings to at least 4K a month. That's the goal, because then you can live pretty much full time with it once you're there. Check the link below for that in the description. Subscribe if you're not done this yet. I publish videos like this 4 times a week, and I'll catch you back here in the next video pretty soon. Alright, ciao.